what's grown?
Oh, these people are
Adults.
all over 20.
Adults.
All these
But
people over 20.
are you um do you count when you say grown? You saying they're mature, right?
When I'm saying grown, I think it'll be. You don't.
21
Nah,
and
you
up.
can't. So not every. I mean, you would think. I would say a majority of people are mature, but then I know grown folks who ain't all the way mature, so I know it exists. But I would say in this scenario, grown and mature, absolutely.
Because I struggle with knowing what it means to be grown, knowing what it means to be an adult when you take in consider when you take into consideration honesty.
I can't speak for everybody, so let me give you my example why I say that. I left my parents' house at 19 years old. I never had to go back. Was I ready? I don't think I was. But when I got out that door and I packed my stuff because of what happened,
Grown.
I was grown.
Yep. Instant.
I had to figure it out.
Instant.
I knew I had to hold on to a job.
Instant.
I knew I had to find somewhere to sleep. I knew how to find how to eat. I had to pay my car insurance. I already started. All these bills came in my head.
Right.
And I just said, well, I said I was leaving. That was that. Figure it out.
You never got in trouble as a youngin'?
So is that so you was grown for those reasons?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I can. There's 8-year-olds that's in some situations. What we say they grown.
But come on.
What you mean? Doing exactly what I did?
I'm
not an eight.
Basically having to. I know people that their childhood was very rough, so you would say you basically raised yourself.
We can all. I think we can. If we literally all go back, I'm sure. I mean, I grew up a certain way too. I don't give that as an excuse or crutch on nothing. Parents, they migrated from Haiti. Everybody was working when I was growing up.
Right.
How you grew up, neighbors, cousins,
Right.
friends.
Right.
That's the reality of my upbringing. My dad was working all the time. My mom was working all the time. So my siblings. So when you caught on to whatever you was exposed to,
Right.
I still had to know right from wrong at an early age. But I still knew if you touched the stove while it's hot, I knew I would get burned. So I didn't touch the stove. But I know some. Now my brother might have. He got a from the iron his whole left arm.
Oh, God.
We grew up in the same household.
Yeah.
I knew that was hot. Apparently he knew too, but he still said, "Let me see."
Did it anyway.
We're at the hospital, so that's how I kind of look at that particular situation. It just happened to be two different people. But mature, I mean, I get what you're coming from, but I think our circumstances were all a little different. But at 19, I know people in their 20s who still struggle with certain things, and I can't hold that against them because I'm just like, at 19, I had to figure that out. Like, that's not too bad, but you got more resources. You're more, the life of change, expenses. We have so many things at our disposals that back in the day we didn't have. I can find things on the internet and Google how to do this, how to make money on this, how to cut grass. I couldn't do that 10 years ago and say, I'm going to make $20 right now just by cutting somebody's grass, knocking on their door and saying, hey, let me cut your grass. You ain't really do them kind of hustles back in the day. But, I mean, my parents worked hard, so I can't blame. They were working, they were providing. You got a roof over your head, you good. That's how I grew up. Like, hey, and we're gonna give you some food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I went to McDonald's, that was like dining in at a 5-star restaurant. I used to like come home from school some days and pray my mama didn't cook so I could have a Happy Meal.
Right.
It was just like nothing wrong with Haitian food, but you just like, shoot, I can get chicken McNuggets and some fries. Please don't cook. And I'm waiting for my dad to come home late and be like, she didn't cook. And he had to take us to McDonald's and bring us back home. And he would take it in. But that was the life. My mama worked till 11 o'clock most of my life. So when I got from school, there's no mom.
Right. No
And then when I went to bed, that's when she was coming home.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Understood.
I don't know if you had that, but the Haitians, man, they tried, man. Back in the day, they really tried. But my older brother, he kind of, there's a lot of things he discussed to me now, and he's in his 40s. And I'm like, that was so long ago. But some people hold on to certain things, and I'm like, I just had to accept it and say, this ain't no joke. But I'm like, that was 20 years ago. Like, in my mind, I'm like, we should be able to move forward. And he's slowly gotten better. But where he's at now, he blames a lot of that on those experiences back in the day. So I guess I'm more I guess I consider I'm more sensitive
Right.
to people's feelings and what they're going through. I don't assume everybody to just make it happen, snap your
click.
fingers, and you
Yeah.
should make it happen. You
Yeah,
know.
man.
But y'all boys bumping R. Kelly without an issue. Y'all good.
I am, man. I'm not gonna lie to
Okay,
you,
that's
man.
what's up. I respect that. No, I respect that.
Yeah, I feel like for celebrities, they go through and they take on more than we give them credit for. And when they putting themselves out there, when they making music, a lot of times we are the reflection of the music they making, and when they hurting or when they in pain, we cancel them. Like, that's now to me that seems very unfair. How we enjoy all the good and what they contribute, and then as soon as we find something out that we don't like, or maybe they struggled with, or they didn't get to express, and we just turn our backs on them. And the nature of the industry isn't designed to protect them. So the only people they have is us, and we are the fans and the followers, the listeners are a major part of who they are and where they even know to be in this world. That's why a lot of them end up going crazy, or certain situations end up happening. And so when I look at the R. Kelly situation, I'm like, we responsible for a lot of that, because a lot of people
When you
knew
say
stuff that was.
we, but like maybe the people that knew. When
The-
you say we, I feel
the
like
people that
I'm
knew-
responsible, and
Yeah,
I
we
ain't know what he
don't
was
know.
doing.
We
don't know.
we heard stuff. Everybody heard about the
But
Aaliyah thing.
Everybody said everybody's music is not off there. Sometimes their music, like when Usher did the Confessions, it
Yeah,
wasn't
we
even.
all thought that was true, and that was
Right.
just Jermaine Dupri story.
That was He still get messed from that as if that was.
Yeah.
We
It was a good rollout. Like
Right.
it was a good rollout.
Your music is good music. Like it's tough.
There's
bro.
nothing wrong. I'm not saying that he is a musical genius.
Right.
I'm not taking away music. It was just really hard for me to
Right.
still listen to it when I think about them girls. Like I don't know. I'm different, man.
Understand.
Like Woman is off limits, bro. Like man, he could have knocked out 10 grandpas, and I probably would bump R. Kelly.
Man.
But because you're talking about women and they're young, and I feel like they probably didn't know. And like you said, if maybe their parents were like, "This is a lick, man. You can get R. Kelly. Like we set. If he give you $5,000 a week,
No
we
happy
good."
people.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And
no, none of that.
I think maybe if the parents were held accountable too, maybe it'll be fair game. You know what I'm saying? To your point,
think it was all.
in cahoots.
It was something that was outside of us. Because think about how long it took before the public decided to talk about it. It was like, nah, we don't get to throw somebody under the rug
he had
when
multiple
it's
scenarios,
convenient.
man. He had multiple scenarios.
Oh,
so-
I'm sure.
So, I
But
mean-
it still took so long before we decided to act like we cared.
Yeah, because we liked him too. We liked him so much.
But Eric,
Yeah,
I think
so we
sometimes
was
we're brought up
faking
to
that.
mind our bit. Like I felt like until it played out, some of us didn't have the resources to even know
That's
what's
true.
factual, right?
That's
You know how we all kind of grow up minding your own business. If it ain't your household or your family, you kind of look the other way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
And I kind of felt like, at least for me, when things started speculating, you like, what? Is this
okay,
for real?
he's the only one that got caught. We don't know who else is like that.
A lot of them.
Okay.
I know people who
And we
grew
bumping
up in
it
situations
like
that.
crazy. We can listen to anybody. Bumping it like crazy. You don't even know. Mr. Robert just got caught.
I mean, we listen to people who glorify killing.
Yup. Yup. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, so
Like when you said, can you
Here
you
we
name
come,
somebody?
boy. Real niggas.
nah,
still-
because
No, I don't want to. Okay,
they're
we
killing.
but, no, but like, no, I'm saying like, I want to say like to when we talked about Trip, how he kind of say he wasn't glorifying it, like telling people to go do it, but can you understand as a man if you put it in a rap, it's like if you come up on me late night creeping, I keep that thing on me. I might just, but like, I guess it depends on how we're saying it. Like, I think for me as a rapper, when people are painting these pictures, I heard you hear Jeezy talk about trap or die, right? And to me, it's almost like, and the word trap has changed so much, but I'm almost like, did you go trap or die? Or did you not like look at it like, man, he did everything he had to do under his circumstance to make it?
But
I guess killing. When I hear killing, I feel like I've heard rap, I've heard gangster music, but I'm trying to think. I've never really heard no rapper that made me feel like, oh, I need to go out here and kill.
Right. We know what's right from wrong, man. We know what's right from wrong. We're not gonna go out there.
You know.
Yeah.
I know.
But not every.
Clearly, not everybody know. There's a lot. You heard what Trip say. That's real for a lot of people. These songs become the theme music to a person's life and their actions. It'll drive you to do some of these things, and it's also a test. We want to see if they're gonna actually act on these things. Let's see if is anybody home inside of that body that's gonna know not to do that. Somebody here.
Yeah.
So you can listen, you can enjoy, you can vibe with it. You're not gonna go do it. But somebody else, the vibration will actually drive them, because what's in you ain't in them.
Gotcha.
So if somebody can hear a song and they actually go play out the activities, their environment, their neighborhood, their peers, it's actually mirroring the music they listening to, then that's a direct communication with the material body. That's the matter. You're gonna walk and do those exact things. So you have to be real grateful when you won that it can't penetrate you. You can't tell the globals or anything. You can't tell y'all anything.
So what about a movie? So you apply that to a movie as well?
There you go.
When I'm watching Extortion, like for example, with guns and he got a blast every corner. Does that go for them too?
Yeah.
They got to be held accountable when you're making a movie.
You want to know? I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
Okay.
Porn. I've watched some videos and I tried to do exactly what I seen there. I seen some movies, man.
I seen porn, but I've never.
I tried to do what was there. I tried.
I think every human probably done. I mean, most males have been exposed to porn. We all have once upon a our life.
That's that.
But you probably learned, but
you don't think somebody gonna cop a chopper?
it could be a simple. That's a small influence. I don't think that's as crazy though. Like you might try something but I still don't see it all the way. So you're saying somebody who is not as strong in the mind, whatever they're consuming, whether it's musically or it could be a video, like visually, they will reenact it.
Yeah.
And okay.
Somebody will. The statistics show that if it's out there, somebody will fall victim to it. Just like crack. Make crack. Not everybody gonna do crack. Somebody gonna do the crack. Somebody gonna get hooked.
I would like to know the percentages on that though.
No, I thought about doing crack.
No, oh Lord. Why?
Because when you seeing people get hooked on it, you like, how could anybody get hooked on that little piece of whatever? That ain't.
Nah.
Just
see if it's gonna do anything.
Google and read the side effects. That's all you need. You ain't gotta go try.
That wasn't enough. It's the same thing.
Nah.
So to not want to do it is also to have you resonate with doing it. So you thinking about what you not gonna do, but you have to in order to know what you're not gonna do, you have to process what it would be to do it. That's the only way you know you're not gonna do it.
Listen,
Same thing with lick. You trying to drink all the bottles right now just because you see it there.
No. I've always wanted to try bamboo, right? I always want to try bamboo, right? And I haven't yet. So yes, because I seen it, I do want to try it, but I've always wanted to try it because I wanted to know what the flavor, how it tastes, and
There's nothing wrong with that,
right? To see where it's gonna make me sit and if I'm gonna let go what I really like for that. It's more than just a podcast. It's exposure.